What's good, Manny? That daily bias is crazy. What daily bias? Good appetite, Gaddy? What? What does that mean? We'll cover bias. What's up, Didar? Today we're gonna have to look for intraday stuff because I think we have to be neutral to be safe. Appreciate you, Florin. What's good, Kiss Babe? What's good, Fate? What's good, Sergius? What's good, Dragos? What's good, Bethe? If you can't decide, then you're neutral, brother. Simple. You don't have to have a bias. Um, but I'll break down the daily chart when everyone's here. For now, I'll keep eating my sandwich until people join up. Good morning, brother. What's good, Chino? Morning, Apollos. What's good, Sergio? What's good, Speedy? We'll probably I'll cover the daily chart in about 2 3 minutes. What's good, Ryan? What's up, Dooley? What's up? You know what I love, man? I love when everyone joins and we all say good morning. Like some big ass family or something. But you know, it's not like everyone just joins and just starts watching. Guys, that's what I like. I'll cover the daily chart. We'll do it in about a couple minutes. Gaddy, I took a payout with Wise. How long does it take and will show up in my bank account? Will I see it in my Wise and have to transfer? You'll see it in your Wise and you'll have to transfer. For me, it was done in like under 24 hours. But it was like literally 24 hours. So hopefully for you it's the same. What's up, Say? What's up, Elliot? Where you located? I'm in Canada. What's up, Speedy? Yeah, we're family, bro. What's good, Ollie? I'm great, Thomas. You get an email when the money hits your Wise account, Gaddy? Yeah, you get an email. It'll say like Alpha Futures Limited paid you out or something like that. Get a cut. I actually do need one. Taper this up. Good morning from India. Good morning, brother. What car do I drive? I drive a Lexus. The 2008 Lexus. Are you gonna trade today? Sure. My model forms. LDW. Good morning. Good morning, brother. Yeah, it's an IS 250. What do you prefer, Alpha or Top Step? I prefer Alpha personally. They're both really good though. Ideally, what I would recommend is trade Alpha. Once you get payouts on Alpha, get more Alpha, and then eventually go into Top Step. I think Alpha is gonna get introducing 5 accounts, so then you can get 5 and 5. And that's all you need, bro. How's FTMO? I mean, FTMO is the biggest. Alpha's available in UK? Yeah. Um, FTMO is like the biggest forex firm, so they're good, obviously. Why Alpha first? Because Alpha's easier to get a payout. Not yet, Funk, but I am gonna get one soon, probably. I am getting into that. I've been able to write off almost everything in another way with some sort of savings accounts. But eventually I'll be my limit into those savings accounts, and I won't be able to put much more every year. So that'll be my next option. But for now, I'm just sticking with the savings. Good luck today too, brother. Trade well. Why alpha first? Because alpha is easier to get payouts. So if you were to get funded on alpha and top step, you'll most likely get the payout first on alpha. So it makes sense to at least do alpha first. I'm not saying don't do top step. I'm saying you should probably do alpha first and then get your top step accounts. Is it a sign of bullish because the last week, new week opening gap didn't get hit? I mean, I'm viewing it as a breakaway gap, yeah. Liar? What am I lying about? What do you want to see to take a trade? We'll cover that. I'm going to cover the daily chart first. Yeah, let me take the last 2 bites of my sandwich and then we'll cover the daily chart. So you guys know what I'm looking for the week before I can explain what I expect today. What time frame? I'd look at all of them. I almost always execute on the 1 minute though. Alpha has the exact same lockouts, brother. Alpha has the exact same lockouts. It's a really good feature though. I have to choose between Top Step and Apex, but just do Top Step. No, they don't? Yeah, they do, bro. No, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about? Alright, bro. I mean, you don't have to believe me. It's okay. Everyone here who has Alpha knows. What's good, Streets? What's good, King? What's good, Mir? What's good, Robert? We're going to cover buys now. Alright. Look at the daily chart. We've obviously been bullish. And what we don't want to do is try and pick up a top. Okay? That's one. So, unless we show on the daily that we are bearish, which we have not done, I'm not bearish on the higher time frame. So I'm still bullish higher time frame. That's the first thing first. Second, how far lower do we go before I invalidate my bullish narrative? I personally don't want to see this traded into. If we do get here, it means we're probably not going to have a bullish week. So what does that mean? If you guys look at the economic calendar this week, we don't have much going on. So unless we can get here by like Tuesday or Monday, like unless we get here early on in the week, I'm not expecting enough movement to see a full reversal. It's just not enough volatility. There's not enough fuel this week. So ideally, I don't even want to see it go here because I want to look for stuff supporting my bullish narrative. So that brings us to this daily bullish fair value gap. This is the one I'm more focused on. Thursday's low, daily bullish fair value gap. Personally, I want to see this fair value gap hold price. It also overlaps with this inversion. So I really do not want to see this re-inverse. Also, this now bullish order block. So that's a couple things to look at. Could we move lower and still be bullish? Yes. But if I'm going to find high probability longs that align with my daily bias, notice I'm not talking about no shorts or no longs, like talking about high probability daily bias. You're finding that one or two days in the week where it's like so clearly bullish or bearish. If I'm going to have that this week, then I don't want to see it trade here. So for example, if Tuesday, takes Monday's low and starts trading higher, Wednesday is going to be clear as day. I know Wednesday is going to go into probably this city right here, right? So that's the idea. So what am I going to look for today? What am I going to look for today? Well, for today, I have to be neutral because I don't know how deep we're going to go lower. Like I said, I want to not see it go here. We still are trading lower. But we're also at that level where I would expect a reversal. Do I expect Monday low of week? No, I don't really want to trade with the assumption it's Monday low of week until it shows me it might be Monday low of week. But in terms of the daily chart, we're at that point where I would expect it to not go any lower. So if this is your London low, what ideally we leave the daily bullish for value gap and that London low stay. So daily bullish for value gap. This is your hopefully. Now I don't know. I'm neutral, but I want to trade under the assumption or look for signs that tell me that this low is not going to be taken, and that'll be our bias then. So ideally we look for longs. Either way, I will say the fact that we're accumulating just below or at midnight opening price and we sold off the entire day, to me, that makes me feel like we would probably want to trade higher at least some point this week. I've marked out London highs. So notice how I'm focusing on just this price action here, and I'm not focusing on while I'm looking at 75% here or I don't need a higher high or lower low on the day to make a profitable trade today, right? So if I don't have a clear daily bias because I'm neutral right now, I don't know how far it's going to go lower before it shows me it can go higher, right? I don't know. But what I do know is we entered 50% of the daily bullish fair value gap, and we might respect that. We're also in deep discount, below midnight, below New York kill zone. We have a new week opening gap higher, London relative equal highs. It's been primarily one-sided lower the entire day. I'm going to favor looking for longs. So I'm going to wait for it to show me it's going to go higher. I'm not really going to look for shorts. I think it's very typical that we run some of the opposing liquidity that was engineered overnight. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not really interested in shorts today. I'm not saying my daily bias is going to play out today, but I don't really want to take shorts. Trump is speaking with Putin at 10 a.m. Where does it say that? Are you for real? Are we cooked today? Good get. He's at on CNN at 10. Why is this cookie so good? Yeah. I will. Trump speaks, we bullish. Hasn't failed us yet. Who made the cookie? My girl. Can I have a bite? Hi, boys. Walk in. I got 0.3% of my live account left. Your trade gonna recover the account? I hope so, bro. That's funny. All right. You guys know the drill. I don't have a fat opening range gap, so opened. We have good reason to go higher. Ideally, we find a high probability long that takes us higher, and we just call it an early session. All right, there's your opening range gap. Oh no, it's going without us. Well, if it goes without us, it goes without us. There's not much we can do. But yeah, I do want to find a high probability long towards London highs at least. Maybe 50% opening range gap, also 50% new week open. Hopefully this doesn't just pump all the way. If so, that would suck. There was no manipulation below. This is pre-market. The manipulation has to be after 9:30. You can so the reason you want it to be after 9:30 is because you don't want to trade at the 9:30 candle. At least not all the time. Because if you do it all the time, you're gonna find yourself getting caught in the volatility. Sometimes it'll come back and sweep this low, for example. Is your idea wrong? No. It's just super volatile right now. It has enough fuel to come, sweep, and then go again. Or come, sweep, sweep, and then go. It has enough fuel at 9:30. So primarily, I really don't want to trade right at 9:30. Usually I want to wait. I don't want to. I can hold through the 9:30 open maybe, but so unless like this breaker formed at like 9:15 and then I entered and held, but no. I don't want to like. I definitely don't want to open a trade at 9:30. It's just way too risky. You could lose simply because of the volatility, and that's not the kind of trade I want. London lows could be the draw, but I'm not going to be looking for London lows personally. I don't want to be looking for shorts unless we get like up here. Then maybe, but ideally right now, the highest probability scenario that I can picture is us taking London highs and maybe exploring this price range that's been primarily liquidity void. So, anyways, you guys know the drill. It's time to minimize chat and focus. Unfortunately, I cannot trade with the chat open. So yeah, let's lock in. It's quite hot in this room. Or so if you guys are in the Discord, um, I posted an announcement saying that you guys primarily know my model. You guys know my model, but what you guys maybe not so much know exactly. Like you see me do it, but you don't really know all the rules that I follow in my trading, my pre-market planning, my weekly planning, my risk. Now, gems should know most of this stuff. I gave them my money management plan, trade management. They should know how I do daily buys. But for the majority of the people, you guys don't know. So I'm planning on making a somewhat of a longer video, just encapsulating everything in my trading system. So I'll probably be working on that. Might take a 1 week break from the ICT Mastery Blueprint and do that video just so it's out there. Little baby. Okay, YM's taking out Asia. I'm not even interested in YM. See how uncorrelated YM is, and then people want to use it for S&P. Sometimes you can't. It's only when they're really correlated that you really can with high probability. There's a lacking correlation here. But the dollar we can use. The dollar looks wow, really bearish, which is good because that means we can maybe frame along here. So simply just waiting for criteria for a long. I want to see maybe us come down, take out one of these lows. Maybe just this low could be enough. I don't like that we didn't trade below 930. I want to see one more move into discount. I want to see these highs not get taken. If we can leave these highs open, that means there's built up liquidity here. But then they have to aggressively come down. So if it can aggressively come down, then we can probably find a nice long towards London highs. If it wants to remain bullish, and this is a buy program, then we probably just missed that move. So about to reach 25% in the opening range gap. Always a good level. 25%. Looks like we're about to take London highs. That was my kind of low-hanging fruit objective. We do have these equal highs here. We have this open imbalance. Now, if you look at the daily range, this is premium. So we are in premium now. We're also above midnight open, above New York Kill Zone open, above 930 open. Would I ever look for a reversal model lower? It's hard to say because the idea was to go into premium, but I don't mind looking for a short from premium because, you know, I'm trying to focus on this price action and not focus on the higher time frame on a day like this. But like I said, this could technically potentially be your low of week even. It doesn't really have to make a lower low. Or if it does, I would probably just expect something like this. Right now I'm looking at new week opening gap, probably the immediate draw. Looks like we're going to put in our first presentation. I know ICT posted that new video on when you can use this fair value gap. I don't care about that video. I've already backtested like over too many times with using this fair value gap, and that's where I found my consistency. So I don't really care about that new video, but it is something to study. I did watch the video, so I'm not saying it's useless. It does make sense. I watched his execution and stuff. So first presentation. Yeah, Sour, I'm gonna do it for free. Go to Rob. He is Iraqi originally? Yes, I am Iraqi originally. Trump speaks to Putin at 10. Yep, so I've heard. You mean just finished my trading in 5 seconds today? What was that push? Where do you see Trump talking, chat? Just go to Bloomberg. Bloomberg almost, that's where I go for all my news. We're probably gonna have to wait for Trump, to be honest. I don't want to force a trade early in the week, right before Trump speaks and lose, and then I know exactly why I lost because I traded before Trump. Unless, you know, we wanted this long, but we might just have to wait for Trump to start talking. Way off topic. How did you clear all messages on Cord? What do you mean clear all messages? Is it me or do you sound quiet? You can probably just put my volume up. It's probably just you. How do you know it doesn't show on Forex Factory? I know because chat told me, and I see it on Bloomberg. Well, let me double check that actually. Let me check. Bloomberg, Trump, speak, Putin. I'll show you guys. They're gonna. It's a phone call, man. Surely it's not that influential. Trump says if he did speak to Putin, watch Trump and Putin speak. I mean, I don't know what time it is, but I know they're going to be talking. Sell America is back after Monday's downgrade. I don't know what they're talking about, but someone said 10. There's new week opening gap. Looks like we may get 50% opening range gap as well. Oh, you have a tweet? Yeah, send me the tweet. Let's see this. Wait, so you backtested for it's been inconsistent? No, it's been consistent. Well, I use it in my trading. But you're referring it to the one after 9:30, so not this one. Not this one. The first one that forms in regular trading hours. So there's no fair value gap here. London opens at 3? No, London opens at 2 a.m., brother. 2 a.m. Eastern time. London open. London session open. And the kill zone. Same time, actually. I was in long, so my myself very well, were you supposed to move your stop to break even? If so, then it doesn't matter, brother. Asia Open is So Asia opens at what's 20, whatever 20 is. What is 20? 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Now sometimes you can include. No, you should keep that off. You should keep this off. Um, what's good, Peter? We missed so long. Yeah, I wanted it. That was my pre-market plan going in for the day. That was my daily outlook. Um, this was the move I thought was like very likely to happen, you know. But we should wait. Doesn't mean we still can't go lower. Doesn't mean we still can't find a high probability trade. ICT said yesterday that it can sometimes be the first FEG at 9:30. Yes, I know. So sometimes he's saying this can be first presentation, and I'm sure he's right. But to me, it really doesn't mean much. I've already backtested only using this fair value gap, you know. So I don't really need, a second opinion on ICT what he says. I'm sure you should follow it, and maybe I'll go back and backtest, the scenario in which you would use this one. But nonetheless, this is the one I'm going to be using. This is the one I backtested. Apparently Trump speaks at 10. How come you use 25% org instead of 50? I use both. 25, 50, 75. How do you backtest? Trade Zella. 0.7 hit on the OT inside the 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, we could move lower, but it's not as high probability as trying to frame this long. But let's just wait till Trump. There's really no point. We have 15 minutes, so we might as well just wait. And, let me get a confirmation that Trump's actually going to be speaking. There's no point in just forcing something now, right? There's no reason to short, and there's definitely no reason to get in long in this deep premium. What did ICT just post on his? Oh, it's execution. Yeah, it's pure bus if open. Yeah, no, I watched the video on when to use this one, and it makes sense. And I'll tell you why it even makes sense. If you zoom into a lower time frame here, there's probably an imbalance. On the lower time frame. So if we reverse, you think 2112 can be a target? 2112? I don't think so today. Like me personally, I don't want to see this taken. It could be, but it's not something I would aim for because I'm bullish higher time frame. And even in my weekly outlook, what I said was I don't expect it to go much lower than this imbalance. So I'm not gonna take a trade against that idea, Can it? Sure, it 100% can. In my opinion, it's just it doesn't align with my idea that this fair value gap is likely to hold. So if we're gonna get to 50% in a bullish market, probably expect that to hold. We also already took Thursday's low. This could be low of week. Could we come back and put a lower low and then expand? Yes. Could I be wrong when you have a bearish week? Yeah, it's possible. But for now, I'm going to remain bullish on the higher time frame. Do you also look at the first percentage FEG from 2-day open? No, I usually don't extend it out in the week. You could, but it's too much information. I don't even need them. I don't even need to use first presentation at all, really. For my model, it's not a criteria. It's just something I annotate just to see. So I'll just keep it very simple. I'll just mark out the one. But you can do it if you want to frame your trades around that. Where's the info about Trump speaking? Weekly SIBI? Weekly SIBI means nothing. That's just a PD array. That's just a PD array. Do you use liquidity in your strategy? Of course. It's the most important part, but the London market doesn't open at 2 a.m. Yes, it does, brother. London open is 2. Where is the info about Trump speaking? Let's find it right now. Bloomberg. Let's check this. Those levels in fib and how to mark. I watched my video on opening range gaps on my YouTube, and it'll tell you exactly. It's on financial juice. What's financial juice? It's a little tricky. Some people say it's 3 a.m. Yeah, nope, those people are just wrong. Because of daylight savings, it opens at 3 a.m. It still opens at 2 a.m. It just may be 3 a.m. for you. But London session is 2 a.m. That does never, it's always in Eastern time. Don't frame it around your time. Eastern time, 2 a.m. London opens. Eastern time. Frame it around Eastern. London volatility begins. Yep, the volatility can 100%. I agree with that. Frankfurt closes at 7, but London session kill zone ends at 5 a.m. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. It's pretty rare that it actually extends. It usually ends at 5 a.m. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Asia is 20 to. Where did you find that it opens at 2 a.m.? ICT's entire YouTube channel. Pretty much every single mentorship from the beginning of time. It's on Financial Juice. Is where it says Trump's going to speak. London officially opens at 8 a.m. GMT, which is 3 a.m. Yep, no, that's just incorrect, brother. London session is, nope, it doesn't even open at 3 a.m. Long right now? No way. The kill zone and the session both open up at 2 a.m. I'm not sure where you guys got your information from. Why do you look at chat? Because Trump's speaking at 10. 3 a.m. is the ICT London kill zone. It's also London session open. Who cares if it's 1 hour difference? It actually makes a very big difference. True, I use 2. 2 is the correct number to look for, yeah. Guys, do you see my trading futures channel? I didn't get filled when I was practicing a limit there. 3 a.m. for sure. I trade London since 3 years. ICT's been trading London for 35 years. So if you want to pull out the time card, but the time when people in London are able to trade is 3 a.m. What do you mean the time when people are able to trade? They can trade whenever they want, bro. I appreciate the correction. Other videos I've mentioned it's good to mark London from 3 to 8. I appreciate the correction on the start. Man, you guys learned from the wrong person. I'm gonna be straight up. If you trade ICT, it's 2 a.m. Eastern time. I don't care about your kill zone. I don't care what. It's Eastern time. All the times that ICT has taught from the beginning of time. We're talking like 30 years ago. I'm sure even Larry Williams taught this stuff, man. Eastern time, 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is London. London opens at 2, but 3 a.m. is mostly the best. I have no idea what that means, but sure. If you found your model forms at 3 a.m., that's good to know. You should know when your model is likely to form. We're going to have to wait for Trump to stop speaking here. Yeah, he's speaking at 10. I don't know if he's going to actually take the podium at 10, but he's listed to speak at 10. Should I stay up in the markets today? I would, at least until Trump speaks, but not here to give any advice. Thanks. True London starts 2 a.m. at 5. We're in the macro, but Trump speaks in 10 minutes. It's just a phone call? I mean, it's just a phone call, sure. If Trump made a tweet right now saying something like, bye, this would probably rip, so. Maybe London is different in ICT, but the market open for IC's 8 a.m. GMT. What is that? LCE? What even is that? Enlighten me. I don't know what that is. The London Stock Exchange? Yeah. We're not talking about the London Stock Exchange. We're talking about the futures market. Are you guys trading? I don't want to find out when the London Stock Exchange opens. Are we trading the London stocks right now, man? We're trading futures, man. It's NASDAQ futures. Why did ICT mark first presentation Friday at 9:30? Because it was probably relatively close to it. Is ICT a good trader? In my opinion, yes, but most people would disagree. But I will say, most of those people who would disagree didn't watch all his mentorships. If you truly sat there and watched all the mentorships, then you would know. I don't know if the rest of the chat is rage baiting you. I just want to say I appreciate the correction on it because I've been marking London time frame incorrectly. You good, bro? Yeah, London Stock Exchange. That's why you expect volatility at that time. It doesn't mean London session opens at 2 a.m. The London Stock Exchange probably injects some volatility. So you should change it to 2 a.m. Yes, 100%. London session open is 2 a.m. And remember, we're trading futures. We're talking about the futures market here, or forex. What time does it close? 5 a.m. Eastern time. All in Eastern time. Can I trade with only the 2022 model? Sure. I got 3 payouts with the 2022 model. Although I did kind of adapt it to my own, but buys for you today. Let's wait till Trump speaks. Thoughts on CE of rejection blocks on H4 to bottom and top tick? That doesn't sound too good. Loki believe that is going to. You can use rejection blocks to learn how to frame high probability trades. If you're gonna use rejection blocks, you might as well just use swing highs and lows. You're gonna find way more consistency. I mean, it's the last PD array, so if you really want a top tick and bottom tick, use a swing high or low. You know. The only time I've ever backtested turtle soup or top ticking and bottom ticking was you look for soups inside of fair value gaps. So for example, if you have a fair value gap like this and you're bearish, you're expecting this to hold. As soon as price takes out this high, you can sell. Because you know it's not going to inverse. And you know this specific fair value gap is going to hold. That's the only way I've ever backtested it. It was somewhat consistent, but I didn't like it. Too aggressive. Eyes on 1H and 4H candle. Yeah, all you, bro. It's not on Forex Factory, unfortunately. ICT haters sell another thing. Always sell no meaning. I mean, if they want to hate, it's okay, bro. It doesn't really matter if the entire world hates. Some people hate. Launch time for London? After 5. That's London lunch. It's like the same thing in New York. Sometimes lunch can New York can continue until 12:30, but it's rare. Usually, you just treat it as lunch. The market usually doesn't move. Daddy, what's the fastest you pass an eval? 1 trade. You have like a chart of all the times. This is Asian session, London session. This is New York session, not kill zone session. This is New York lunch. This is New York PM. This is New York session though. The New York kill zone is 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. 8:30 to 11 a.m. That's the New York kill zone in the futures market. Difference between kill zone and session. Kill zone is when the volatility starts to speak and when, quote unquote, what ICT says, when the algorithm starts to deliver programs. The reason is very simple. It's because news comes out at 8:30 in the futures market, the USD pairs. That's when the news comes out. If that's when the news comes out, well, that's when the algorithm starts spooling, you know? So we look at 8:30. On days with no news events, probably look at 9:30 then. But 9:30 is the session. 9:30 session starts. So when the New York Stock Exchange opens. But for the premise of trading, 8:30 is a futures kill zone. The market's open 24 hours, right? Just the regular trading hours. Can we expect London reversal, New York continuation model now? Yeah, I mean that's what I was going with for the day, but we're starting to take out all the objectives. Apparently Trump speaks in 5 minutes. Where stand that Trump speaks? Can't find it. It's not on Forex Factory. Someone in chat told me to look at Financial Juice. It says Trump speaks to Putin. Something at 10 a.m. That's what I'm looking at right now. So we're just gonna wait and see what happens at 10. Difference between kill zone and session. No. Difference between kill zone and session. Kill zone is when the algorithm starts spooling at that specific time and the volatility increases. Usually more volume, usually more liquidity, usually the algorithm starts spooling. The session is just simply the entire window. Trading after 10 is fine. Sure, can be. I don't know what he's gonna say. I don't know what's gonna happen at 10. Maybe nothing's gonna happen. But better for me to wait and see. Could you explain why you market the first presentation from the body, not from the wick? There's a volume imbalance right here. You have to include this in the imbalance. I didn't find any particular time. For what? How did you know that Trump talks if Forex Factory doesn't say it? Well, someone said it in chat. I'm gonna be honest. I had no idea. I don't think it'll be too significant. Usually, Forex Factory is on top of their stuff. If Trump speaks, they usually say. But we'll see. You know. Someone said Twitter. Does 2022 model say sweep, market shift, and FEG entry? Yeah, pretty much. I'm talking about Putin and Trump call. Well, is it going to be broadcasted? I see it as well. First FEG long. Yep, you could have used it. Finally found a trader who's calm while streaming and can't have people shouting in my ears while I try to trade. Yeah, why do people do that, man? Full liquidity is the best to be swept in order to anticipate. If you really want to start studying, Hassan, what you need to do is mark out your session highs and lows. Look at those first. Look at those first, right? Look at your pre-market highs and lows. Any prominent liquidity level. This one. 15-minute chart. This one. This one. Look at relative equal highs and lows. These two. Looking to the left. These two. Prominent. Look at those ones. Very simple. Look at your session highs and lows first. Look at your daily highs and lows first. Your weekly highs and lows. Those ones are always going to be amazing. Look at relative equal highs and lows. That's always going to be amazing as well. And yeah, this is slow. I think them speaking to send us lower because they're both volatile. It's possible. I don't know. Trump is going to call Putin to try to put a stop at the war. That's a Trump thing to do. How do you find bugs on a smaller time frame? Like it's small and hard to spot? Your eyes just got to be sharp. It's easiest to see it when you see it printing. So now when you're looking at it, yeah, you miss it. But when I saw this candle open and I saw it, that there was a gap visually, then it's easier to see. Yeah, so this is our full bias playing out pretty much. Would Putin's in a position without a stop loss? Is there not an indicator for it? I wouldn't know. I don't use indicators like that. ES already took Asia highs. How do I find session highs and lows? I always see different times. I mean, the easiest way is just you can use this indicator. I don't use it, but you can use it if you want. Last video of ICT said 930 FEG candle. Yep. If you watched ICT's last video, he would have told you that you can use this. This meets the criteria because it's a single pass through. So you could have used this as your first presentation, but I'm not going to. I've done all my testing around this one. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use that one. Open has liquidity pool on RTA, so it could be considered. Yep, 100% could be considered. I might long conversion and see if the price comes down. Sure. All right, it's 10 a.m. Doesn't seem like anything's happening. Even if anything wasn't happening, my model simply did not form here. For me to get long in here, I would have had to seen a little bit more, something like this. So I don't feel like I missed anything. If I was going to take any continuation trade, it also did not form. So I definitely didn't miss anything. We're just chilling. Have you found the drawn liquidity more consistent than other ones you use in general? Yeah, of course. Relative equal highs and lows, session highs and lows, previous day's highs and lows. Look at highs and lows that rest inside imbalances. For example, you have this high right here sitting inside this imbalance with this imbalance above. Very strong drawn liquidity. New week opening gaps, always a good drawn liquidity. But yeah. I'm in longs. Is Peach at the phone? What's that? Market will continue going up. Yep, I think it probably will. Are you more of a mechanical or discretionary? I have no idea what that means. Oh, it's Trump. Orange man? Nice. Are you more of a mechanical or discretionary? What does that mean? My model? My model has very clear rules. Um, but it still comes down to my ability to read price and where it's gonna go. The other one looks possible. Wait, is this marked incorrectly? Closed, opened. No, it's correct. But Pierce, 50 points in 30 minutes. Yep. How about stock market's still red though? Kind of crazy. 10 a.m. Eastern time. Trump is speaking. Yep, he could start speaking anytime now. Takes without context. Oh no, definitely not. Definitely not the way I trade. It's all about understanding where price is going to go, why, when, from where, higher probability. Nope, it's actually an indicator. So for me, the ones that mark, the only indicator I use, this is it. This is the only one. It marks out these 3 price times. The reason I use an indicator for this is because every time 1 more minute passes, the line will extend. And that's not something I want to do individually. This is the indicator. ICT kill zones and pivots. I frame my trading around this. Look how much time we spent accumulating right below midnight open. Like this is the definition of daily power of 3. And this is your Judas swing, right? Below midnight open. Just didn't give us an entry model for long. There were basically no possible trades until now, right? Depends on your model. My model definitely didn't form. I can tell you that much. Maybe yours could have. There's many ways to capture a move like this. Maybe your model is, I don't know, if we take in liquidity out pre-market and the first fair value gap after 9:30 that forms, you can take that trade for, I don't know, 50% work, for example. That can be your model, right? It just doesn't meet my criteria. It depends on your criteria. There's many ways to get in on moves like this. You could have entered on this order block. You could have entered on this fair value gap. You could have used new week opening gap here. We come down, trade into the fair value gap, close above, enter on the order block right there. That can be an entry model. Classic model formed at 9:14. You obviously don't know my model. Classic model simply cannot form before 9:30. It defeats the whole purpose of 9:30 power of 3. So simply did not form my model. Maybe it's someone else's model, maybe. There's full new week opening gap closure. You think first position and do well for now? I think Asia highs is likely. I think the full opening range gap is possible. It was the classic 4 a.m. model. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Honestly, I'm thinking that the indicator is called ICT kill zones and pivots. It's really good at marking your sessions and your liquidity levels. I only mark out Asia and these 3 opening prices. This could be your weekly low, man, to be honest. Unless something happens strong in the economy, that could literally be your weekly low. This is exactly what my weekly outlook was. If you guys look at my weekly outlook, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm basically saying I want to see this not get filled, daily busy to send price higher. That's exactly what's kind of happening, but I don't know. We'll see. Unless something happens, I don't know, with Trump or whatever. Now short. I'm probably not going to take a short. The market is open. What happened? What happened? Am I tripping? If I kept it, I would have made 3%. Don't be that guy if would could should, bro. If would could should what? Yeah, it looks like it and stuff. Daily outlook pretty much played, but not really any entries. Thank you, Matation Guy. Got you, brother. We took our previous week's high on YM. Yeah. Our DXY is trading higher now. Weird. Crazy 1 minute candle. What are you guys talking about? This one right here? I don't see anything crazy. I'm in DC. Yeah, sorry, brother. The weekly outlook's not for you guys. The weekly outlook's for gems. But if you join the stream every day at 9:15, every Monday, I'll share my weekly outlook with you guys on here. And every single day at 9:15 on YouTube, I will share my daily outlook. All right, with you guys, I do it live. But for gems, I have to do it for them early. Otherwise, they have to study the market, right? 9:15 is not enough time. Yeah, most people don't know. Let's try to keep it that way, ABC. I don't want people to know. There's a little gap on TradingView. I mean, I don't see it. I see it on the micro, but you trade minis? No. Micros only. This is just going. Yeah, previous week's high was definitely one of my main objectives for the week. These equal highs are just way too smooth. Yep, I see the gap on the micro. It's not on the mini. Micro's being favored for longs, guys. Use the micro. I don't know if Trump's speaking or not. Let's find out. Trump speech. Trump speech live. Yeah, he's live right now. It looks like. Wait, this looks fake as hell. Elon? This looks fake. Oh wait, there's 1.7 million viewers. Subscribers, I mean. Is this right now? Been long since 320, aiming for a high time really probably hold all week. Bro, honestly, this could be one of those ones you hold all week. I'm not gonna lie. It's possible that Tuesday comes and sweeps this, depending on how today closes. I personally prefer this being low of week. That was exactly what I was looking for this week. I just didn't expect it to happen on Monday. Thought it would be a Tuesday thing. It's way too high for me to buy this. We haven't had any protraction models. Not any high probability ones, at least. We'll have to wait for the 15. Should it happen. Maybe 10:30, 10:50. Or I'll just trade the PM. But that will be off stream. But we'll just wait and see. How do you switch to regular trading hours on TradingView? You can go here. And switch. That's like one of the ways you can do it. There's also a button in the bottom right corner, but my webcam is blocking it, so couldn't be. Supposed to be on the phone. Are you trying the mini execute on the micro? Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. Isn't the litter queasy by 9:15 your manipulation move? Yeah, this is a manipulation. But I don't trade pre-market. I want to see manipulation after 9:30. That's just my model. But you don't have to wait for that. You went on a long? Nice, bro. Nope, my model did not form. No trades for me yet. Take care, guys. Does anyone else have a gap on IQ between 9? Yep. The gap is there. Just a volume imbalance. A large one. Why do you do it like that? I'm not actually putting a mini instead of a micro. Well, I'm not executing here. I'm executing on my second monitor. So I definitely can't make the mistake. I'm watching the micro as well on my second monitor. But I always study the mini. That's just always how I've backtested, just to keep it consistent. There isn't much of a discrepancy, but sometimes there is. I always just chart the mini. But if you just do the micro, you should be fine. I take long on the second presentation. Second presentation now. Okay, now I think we're pushing it, bro. Now we're pushing it. I don't know about no second presentation for that yet, bro. No trades for me yet. Why do you look? Yeah. Boy, I don't have that button on the bottom left. Bottom right. Did I say bottom left? You have it. It's there. It's right here. Look at my cursor. It's like right where my shirt is. It's right like right there. Where's the button that compares two charts? You have to click compare or add symbol. Or you just do the layout. Enter off that ninth presentation. Market open FEG was so clean. Yeah, man. I mean, if you took this, you know what you can actually do? That's insane. But you can even deviate a fair value gap. Like, how long could this fair value gap? I've never studied that though, personally. To me, the only deviations that make sense here are the move below midnight open. I'm gonna do this one. Look for -2 to 2.5, or this one and look for -1. In fact, you'd probably do the bodies here. Clean. Very clean. -1 deviations. Well, that fixed the gap issue I was having last time. There you go. Would you not look for shorts here, considering Trump wasn't speaking? No, I wouldn't look for shorts. First thing I said today when I hopped on stream is I'm not gonna look for any shorts. I'm gonna wait for it to show me longs or not take a trade. No trades for me. Yes, you're still at the bottom to change time. Yep. What does ICT 2023 contain? ICT 2023 contains a lot of trade executions, a lot of live trade recaps, a lot of session reviews, a lot of tape reading, which is very useful, a lot of specific lectures, for example, order block theory, market maker models, TGIF, silver bullet, a lot of stuff like that. Specific concepts that are really key to trading futures. The most value you're gonna get. There's a little bit on turtle soup. He also talks about that in 2024. Turtle soup's not hard. A lot of people complicate it because it's aggressive. You know, when you look for a reversal model, this is what all that turtle soup is. Listen, almost every ICT trader at some point looks for some sort of reversal. Whether it's even if it's a continuation idea, it always starts with a liquidity sweep. Always. That's the first thing. Like, okay, we took out this low and then we saw this. Or we entered this fair value gap and then we saw this. Turtle soup is simply buying on that first criteria. As soon as it happens, you buy. That's turtle soup. Do you use MXM silver bullet excited to read price? No. Not really. I'm a bearish type of guy, but said we're bullish. Trump just told Putin he's gonna put it in him. No, he didn't, bro. IGT mentioned a lecture on a No News Monday on No News NFP. Tried to pre-market much prior setups. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, from what I remember, what ICT's teachings on NFP week, Monday usually is quite a good day. But yeah, that is correct too. He definitely did say that. He also prioritizes, or he would say, on any no news day, you want to rely heavily on the macro. The reason you want to trade the pre-market is because you're gonna get really clean ranges like this. Like, you simply can just look at the plethora of setups here. They're not massive in time, but yeah, non-NFP. Is that what I said? Isn't that what I said? Like on NFP weeks, Monday is usually really good, right? But on non-NFP weeks, you usually get something like this in pre-market, which offers a lot of, I say, simple setups, but you have to understand how long you can hold. No, this week's non-NFP week. Wait, what is Silver Bullet? After 10 a.m. first gap, were you looking for something? Silver Bullet, the way I trade it, probably a little bit different from the way ICT, but very similar. It's very simple. Silver Bullet is very simple. Look at the 30 minutes before the Silver Bullet window. So 10 a.m. Silver Bullet, look at 9:30 to 10. Use that time period, the opening range, to frame a narrative and a high probability draw on liquidity. If you can't do that, there's no Silver Bullet. That's step one. Step two, you're going to look for a fair value gap to form after 10 a.m. or wait for a fair value gap to get traded into after 10 a.m. Use the fair value gap that supports your narrative, the one that you accomplished in step one. Use that fair value gap to enter. Doesn't matter what time frame, 1 minute, 5 minute. You can do it on the 5 minute if you want. It's pretty safe. And then you take the trade. You know, you can get multiple Silver Bullet entries in one session if it's an expansion. That's all it is. What ICT lecture would you recommend most? 2022 mentorship is probably his best work for trading futures. His Market Maker Primer series is also really good. 2016 is really good. I mean, realistically, 2016 is probably the best, but it's probably not the most useful. Not the most use of your time. What confluences do you like most? Speed, time. What is it different about first presentation? If you want to learn about first presentation, I would just watch the video on my YouTube. If you want to keep it simple. There was a good Silver Bullet entry right on 10 a.m. Yep, that could have been your criteria for a Silver Bullet. 100%. Everyone have different opinion. I like CISD. Yeah. For reversal models, I have to see a breaker or a CSD. Damn, have you watched every ICT mentorship? I've seen every ICT mentorship. I have notes on every single ICT mentorship. I've watched 2022 4 times, 2016 3 times. That's it. Yeah. Everyone have, different opinions. Whatever you like to see visually. I know Addy likes CISDs. It's his favorite one. He likes it so much, sometimes he has to wait for 3 of them. Breaker and CSD can't form like each other? No, they can. One can form earlier than the other. CISD, specifically, can form earlier. 21513. It's possible, man. I mean, there's no signs of slowing down. Previous week's high looks pretty high probability. If we get a retracement at 1030, maybe we can find a long to previous week's high. It's like the only setup I can see potentially forming now. A protraction model to previous day's high, previous week's high. Damn, Garrett, we literally just said the exact same thing, bro. The hell? We literally just said the exact same thing at the exact same time. Order block can't form without CISD. Exactly. That's pretty much the only model I can see forming. So 1030. You literally typed it and you said it exactly. Gold is having an opportunity. That's great. You should trade it then. I tried finding high of day with the idea that we're gonna fill NWAR greatness and Tina was gonna hold the whole day. Shit's ass that we did it. Low of day would have worked toxic. Yeah, that's the only idea I can see playing out. The only thing is we're probably going to get an SMT there, if not already. Actually, no, we should be fine. Damn. First objectives hit. And this keeps happening. Objectives being hit. How about the stock market is still red? Losers. Could have been a green day in the stock market. We're so deep in premium, but doesn't mean we can't find a higher probability protraction model. 7 minutes until, so we're probably gonna look at this fair value gap, and it's gonna be a high. It's gonna be high resistance. I don't know. I think previous week's high is such a good objective that. Did you have a mentor? Yeah, ICT. All those continuations. There's no continuation model here for me. I mean, this one actually meets criteria, but this is like the worst one. So, wait. Premise of time is important. I always have nlog. At least for the most part. I should. Sometimes I just know where it is and I don't mark it. Yeah, ideally I want to see that inverse. I get long right here. Has not formed yet, but I'd rather it form at 10:30. Actually, about a month ago, you said you don't need to use gaps. Oh, you never use them? Oh, maybe I switched. I'm not sure. I feel like I've been using them. Even if you go on my super old executions, you'll see me mark out new day and new week. Hey, guys, I gotta talk to you later sometime. Need some help with something. I'll ping you in Discord. Yeah, you can message me on Discord, bro. Is there an indicator? There is an indicator, but I don't have it or use it. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure there's one you can just try. Futures is better. Difference about Forex and futures. Futures has no spread. It's central data. It's less manipulative, meaning everyone on futures chart has the exact same data. If you trade Forex, the liquidity pools are off by the broker. So there's a lack of precision element in that. Would you take continuous long at this point? Yeah, I would. I model forms. The only really good thing about Forex is that you can swing trade. That's what I like about it. Swing trading options. Yeah, that's fun too. Last week I entered 2 million instead of micros. Now I'm 700 USD away from my maximum loss limit on the 50K funded. Isn't it funny how every time I've ever entered minis instead of micros by accident, I've lost instead of won? Except that one time on eval where we low-key passed in one day because I did minis instead of micro. That was funny. Do you need a call position on futures or can you hold from Monday to Wednesday? On Forex? On Forex, you have to let go. Yeah, I mean on prop firms, you have to not, you can't hold it. But on a live account, you can hold it. You gotta have that margin though, that daily margin, that overnight margin. Yeah, on Forex you can. I used to swing trade Forex on a live account, but I quit because I was tired of looking at so many pairs. Have you still been reading? Yeah. Statistically, it makes no sense why you only lose on minis when you get in an accident. I'm personally waiting for 10:30, Garrett, but don't let me influence you. I don't want to influence anybody here, unless, well, they're here to learn about how I trade. Then you should be influenced. I'm waiting for 10:30. We're gonna put in a 15. We're inside the 10-minute. It could form now, but it's okay. What do you mean only copy trade? We're trading into the new week opening gap. So we have a good level here that we could potentially expect this new week opening gap to support prices higher. So 2 more minutes. I don't like the way it's closing, but it's fine. I like the idea that this could just be simply a fake move. This is the current week, new week? Yes. Thing is, we've expanded quite a bit. One 1.5 looks really nice though. Oh, we didn't even make it to 0.5 Asia. Previous week's high. I mean, we know previous week's high going to get taken eventually. So it's not a bad trade idea. We're going to see if we can frame a high probability long on the premise of previous week's high is almost guaranteed to get taken pretty much. These relative equal highs in a bullish market are just simply way too clean. We definitely have the displacement higher. Could this be a full reversal lower? In my opinion, no. I think this is simply a retracement. I'm looking at this 30-minute gap. I'm looking at getting long in support of this new week opening gap. I see the retracement to here. We're going to have our first inversion level. It's a little bit too aggressive for me though, if this was to be a inversion. It's just too aggressive. Probably have to wait for a little bit more. Maybe this. Maybe even the whole thing. Alright, 10:30 open. See if 10:30 can trade lower than higher. Mark this out manually today. So we got the inversion here. We get a really solid close here on the 10:30 candle. I mean, could be criteria for long. Maybe we gotta fill like here. 25. Nice. I like that we're making a lower low. I want to see a lower low, to be honest. That is a good sign. We have a small 15-minute fair value gap there. We're still inside that 10-minute. The 30 minutes all the way down here, and I don't mind it getting there because it's right around 50% of the new week opening gap. So we could very much so get there. I'm going to glance at the YM. Looks quite bullish. So we're going to try to frame a high probability long. We're not going to force it. We're going to see simply if it could be a high probability long. I'm not expecting a full reversal here because one, we have previous week's high, which is a target for me this week, and we've gotten relatively close. I think this was a Judas swing. I see the Po3, manipulation below midnight, distribution higher. We've already taken Asia highs. How much higher can we go? I'm looking at these relative equal highs, which is also previous week's high. So 10:30, the new regular trading hourly candle has opened. We're trading inside the new week opening gap. I'm marking out this 1 minute bullish fair value gap because it rests inside this 15-minute. So we'll see if we can get a high probability long from there. If we do trade a little bit lower, that's okay. It doesn't break the idea for me. We still have a huge 30-minute imbalance there and this inversion level. So we could get choppy here, which is why I want to be very patient, because we did expand a lot. We did expand a lot. So consolidation is fine. We might have to delay this trade until the 1050 macro. It's possible. If we can retrace before 1050, I would expect to move higher going into 1050. So we can be patient for that as well. I gotta get a haircut. Mess with my barber. So the fact that this is slow right now, trying to think, I might want to just delay this to the 1050 macro. If it goes without, you have to accept, like, if it goes without you, it goes without you, and you can't be butthurt about it. But I think it's higher probability if I just wait for the 1050 macro here. So we might have to delay this. At what time frame do you recommend BPR to good confluence? And any time frame. It's not about the time frame. It's about the time it forms and the narrative. Should have entered on the first FEG market open. Nope, I shouldn't have. I would have been breaking a rule had I did that, and that would be very bad. You don't want to be breaking rules. My rules. Maybe you could have entered. I'm not saying you can't enter. I'm saying I can't enter. Still not trusting this to. If this goes higher, it would have to get through all of the fair value gaps, if I'm being honest, for me to even trust it. We get a full CIST here. Do you cut your own hair? Hell no. I have a barber. My best friend's my barber, actually, so I get free haircuts for life. Kind of a cheat code. 5 minute looks not bad. I don't trust this. Like, I wouldn't long this right now. Me personally, I don't trust it yet. Might have to delay this till 1050. I wouldn't be surprised if we made a lower low. I just recently posted a TikTok, if you guys have seen. It's I posted a little video. For those of you who don't know, we've been streaming for 1 year straight on YouTube. I've only missed, I think, 6 days. 5 of those days, I was on vacation. I could not stream. And one of those days, I was sick. So we've basically streamed every single day for 1 year straight on YouTube, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm planning on making a longer video where I actually show a little clip from every single YouTube stream. I think that would be pretty cool just to have. And then we just try to level up for next year, you know? Level up. The video is so good. It kind of made me emotional, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, looking back at my first streams, it's funny. Don't you enter to buy? Not yet. Maybe, though. I shed a tear. I know, man. Sad. Are you Arab? Yes. Hashtag growth. I know, man. It's crazy. We actually started with like 2 viewers. Now I don't even know how many viewers we get because I don't even stream with chat open. So I don't know, but I know it's a lot more than 2. Something in the hundreds. Don't you enter to buy? Yeah, soon maybe. Were you profitable when you first streamed? I had 3 payouts after my first stream. So profitable, maybe. I don't know. I definitely improved a lot since then. My in-depth vid will be free? Yeah, it'll be on YouTube. Yep, I would actually prefer it consolidate until 1050. It would just support my idea even more. If this consolidates till 1050, maybe we get a nice continuation to previous week's high. Could be an A+ trade. It's quite expanded already, but then again, this could also just go higher. If we make a higher high here, probably just gonna call it. I don't want to see a higher high. Let's check the Trump situation too. I don't know what's going on with the Trump situation. How to start trading with 100? I save that money, bro. Try to get more. I got an express on top step. I'm at 0 right now. I had 50k right now. So I think we can still go minus 2k. How many payouts do you have now? How many payouts do I have now? I think like 10, 7, 8. Are we including money that I've taken out of a live account? Or it's prop firms only? Are you waiting for 2174? I'm waiting till 1050 macro, to be honest. Live account counts? Yeah, definitely above 10. I've done pretty good with my stock account this last year. I'm not gonna lie. I've done really good. My stock model, I mean, mind you, it's stocks, so it's really safe without margin, really safe. But hey, man, live account wins, a live account win. No one can say nothing. No one can say nothing. Win is a win. Is Trump live? President Trump to speak with Putin and Biden? It doesn't seem like he's talking yet. Seems like he will soon. Still plan to train full time for sure. What are you doing for a living? Only trading? Trading and content is kind of my main sources of income right now. I get a little bit of money from YouTube, like $100 maybe a month. So not really much, but I mean, it's 2 evals. TJR, I don't know his model. What do I think about TJR? He's definitely very successful. I don't think he trades ICT traditionally. I think he's made his own model from it, just from what I've seen, which is fine. But for those who, and that's totally fine. There are some people like me. If you're anything like me, you likely feel the need to know more, understand why. You know, that's me. I need to learn everything. I don't have to use everything, but I need to know. And I need to study. But I'm going to be honest, I think TJR doesn't even trade like for money. I think he just trades for content and selling shit. Because I saw on his YouTube he lost, 100k in one day. And then he posts wins that are like 5k. 6K, or like, oh, I made 10K today. What? You lost 100K that day, bro. How can you justify, like, where's the money management, the risk management? You know what IB is? No. Also, I've watched some of TJR's trade recaps. There seems to be like no consistency in his model. It seems like he's just taking trades. I literally heard him say, like, to be honest, I shouldn't have taken this. I shouldn't have taken this, or I shouldn't have risked this much, or oh, I'm gonna break this rule. Not promoting good habits that the majority of people should be following. And that's what matters the most. So I think most people should probably focus on just building good habits and such. Yeah, he's also super rich, so he doesn't care. Exactly. How do I build good habits? Journaling to find out your strengths and weaknesses, and then you know exactly what to focus on. Build good habits and payouts will follow. 100%, bro. Exactly. But I'm probably not the right person to ask about TJR. I will say one thing though. I think he kind of persuades a lot of new traders, and this is not his fault, but he's persuading a lot of new traders incorrectly, I guess you can say. Um, Still bullish. I'm gonna look for a continuation idea at 1050 macro if it forms. If not, then I won't take it. That's the plan. And I feel like a lot of people think he makes the most of his money from trading. Listen, there's nothing wrong with not making most of your money from trading. I'm not saying that's bad. It doesn't matter. But what matters is if everyone thinks or you're making everyone believe that you make most of your money from trading. That's a scam, right? That's what a scam is. Well, I guess not really a scam, but it's not good business in my opinion. So if he said like, by the way, guys, I only make this much or that much, not to the public, I mean to the people he's selling to the course, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with selling a course, but you should be transparent to the people you're selling it to. I heard the introducing broker thing, bro. I don't need that personally. I'm fine, bro. Always do your due diligence. Always do your due diligence. Yes. Don't be influenced by anyone. I agree. I agree. You should always trade your model and what works for you. Because what works for me may not work for you. I don't even trade Forex, bro, so I don't need that. Your Raj. He has the most useful free info on YouTube. Maybe, yeah. I would view that very subjective. I mean, I would completely disagree, but if someone else, you can think that's okay. I think ICT is just way too out of question. I mean, you realize almost all of TJR stuff is based on ICTs. The issue is a lot of the stuff he teaches from ICT is incorrect. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling the course and making more money. The course technically should be more, right? You're teaching others how to make money. They should be willing to pay a price. If it works, as long as you're transparent about it. The reason I don't think TJR is good for people to start is because I think he teaches a lot of the things wrong. But I also don't know. I've actually never watched all his stuff, so I don't know. I don't know. But I've seen some of his trade recaps and the way he goes about bias, withdrawing liquidity. It's not the way ICT taught it. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying it's not the way ICT taught it, which is fine. It doesn't have to be. But a lot of the people think it is. A lot of people think it is, which is not good. I'm sure Warren Buffett has probably sold a course at some point, or he sold a book. Mamba Effects, I don't know anything about him, bro. TGR is ICT simplified. TGR is ICT simplified, yes, but also quite incorrect. I would not short this personally, no. If you make 10K a month and sell a course for 1K, that's okay. The course is, listen, at the end of the day, no one can complain about the course price because no one is telling you to buy it. It's as simple as that. It's whatever the person thinks the value is, you know? No one's telling you to buy the course. If it's too much, don't buy it. No one's saying it doesn't affect anybody. It affects nobody. Except the people who buy it, you know? So there's nothing wrong with how much a course is. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as it's not a scam, right? As long as you're not saying, oh, I promise you're going to make this, or I guarantee you're going to do this. Yeah, you can't do that. That's a scam, right? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I support it, man. I think TGR should charge more, man. If he can, shit. He should charge as much as he can for it. It's his course, it's his value. He knows. I mean, I don't know how valuable it is, but then again, I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's a lot of it is a scam. A lot of people say, "Oh, buy my course, buy my course," but they're teaching like ICT 2022 model. What? Like, you guys know this info's out for free, right? Like, all this info is there. It's there. You know? So if you're gonna buy a course, in my opinion, you should never buy a course. You should buy a mentorship, maybe, sure, where someone actually teaches you live how to read price. They hold you accountable. You guys do work. That will actually help. A course is not gonna help you. Man, if you want a course, just go on YouTube. It's all there for free, man. Exactly. The people who buy the course think it's a get rich quick scheme. Not really sour, but I guess. Anyways, let's lock in here for the last 10-15 minutes. Lower low would be nice here. It's the idea we always wanted. If we get a lower low, confirmation of a continuation model, we can potentially take a long, target previous week's high, but I don't want to force it. People don't want courses, they want signals. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Charmaine trade, yeah. I really like Charmaine. Charmaine obviously studied ICT. He definitely put in the work, and that's always respectable. He knows what his model is. His executions are consistent. Um, and that's what I look. That's what I would look for. Whether or not I can trust someone. Okay with this if this inverses. Probably demand a CISD if we get it. Failure to get the CISD. Enigma Core Trading. Enigma Core Trading. Yeah, I know that guy. I talk to him sometimes. I don't know anything about his model though, I'm gonna be honest. But we've talked. Who's the best of them? I don't know who the best is. But what does the best even mean? Thoughts on Powell? Can't really say much. I don't know how he trades. I would try this. CIC is the same level. We got the inversion. A little bit skeptical because we didn't get the CISD. We'll see how we trade. If this trades lower, then start trading higher, showing that it respects 50% of this wick. Maybe. That's not my entry model, Nico. It's my continuation model. No trades yet. Looking to frame a high probability long here. Hasn't been forming just yet, but we can get above this down close candle, treat it like a bullish order block, and maybe. The failure to get the CIC is a red flag. Any chance you need an editor? I don't need an editor, but if you want me to hire you for one project, I have a project for you. I don't know how much I would be able to pay though, because it's not too hard. I could do it myself. I am lazy. But message me. But I don't need an editor, no. I rarely edit content. I usually just keep it raw. Alright, the fact that we failed 50% here, I'm looking at these equal lows now. I didn't need them to be taken to get in long, but because we didn't get the CISD or the breaker, better just to be patient. Remember, if previous highs are objective, then. My model is T level, liquidity CIC plus IPG plus SMT. Yeah, that's fine, bro. Do you know what time your model is likely to form? No trades for me yet. That's good. What's your advice? Are you happy with the model? Do you think it's something you can follow the rest of your life? If you plan trading for that long? The most important thing about a model is can you trust it? You know? That's the most important thing. Do you think this is a little weak? I think it's highest probability. Depends on how today closes. But I think it's definitely possible. It's where I wanted, it's where I expected. In last night when I posted my weekly outlook, this is where I expected low of week to form. Right? Literally at 50% of this fair value gap. I wanted this to stay open, and I didn't want this to trade too low. But it's Monday, so I don't know. Maybe. First month to break even, second plus 3%. I gotta go buy funded or still early. You should buy your first funded once you're confident that you can pass. I blew my first SFA last Friday on a fresh eval today. I need to do better. That's okay, bro. Welcome to the club. I'm holding some swings. I bought as soon as market open. Nice, bro. You know why some people mark out the macros for 30 minutes and not 20? Yeah, those people have the incorrect macros. That's why. Doesn't need to be an exact time. Do you know exact time for meat forms? No, it doesn't have to be an exact time. You just have to know when you're gonna look for it, right? You can't just take every single key level liquidity sweep inversion. See, yeah, you can't. You're gonna probably lose more than you win. So you need to somehow dwindle down the factors, and the market has like 1,000 variables. You need to pick a couple, dwindle it down, so your models will play out more than it won't. What is your best month in so far? I mean, including live or no? Just prop firms is tough. I don't know. Are we including my live account? It's pretty good then. Like 20. I mean, no, not 20. How do you journal? You trade live too? Not futures. Stocks. Any idea for shorting after breaker confirmation? I'm personally not going to short this market, but that's just me. This past year, my best percentage? I don't know. I don't really journal percentage, but it's probably above 10. I think last month we're up 10 alone. Free trading journal? Yeah, if you message me, I'll send you a free template. Leafs and Nuggets lost, bro. We took 2 L's yesterday. It was so demoralizing. The Leafs didn't just lose. They got absolutely smoked. How do you journal when you don't take a trade? I always journal. I'll show you exactly how I journal when I don't take a trade. I'll show you guys after this, if I don't take one. Price heading towards London lows. Damn, bro. I don't know about that one, but maybe. Don't listen to me. Any idea for shorting? Yeah. I trade every day. I journal every day. You journal it as a no trade. I thought the Nuggets could do it, man. Do you do daily reviews every day or just journal trades? What do you mean daily reviews? Nope. I do a weekly review at the end of the week. But every day I'll post. I journal every day. So every day I journal my pre-market plan. And then I want to come back after and see, you know. So for example, this was my pre-market. Oh shit! Did I never send it? Well, I never sent it. Anyways, this was my pre-market plan. And every day I journal that, and I want to go back and study at the end of the week how was my plan in according to what actually happened. It looks like we may not get a setup here. It's starting to fizzle out a little too much. I mean, it's 11 a.m. We give it a chance. At 11 a.m. If it does something like this, and we'll take it right at 11. So you made 6 figures now. Do you recommend screen record yapping or text better? Screen record yapping or text? What? I don't even know if you'll want to do the project, bro. But you can message me on Discord. What I want to do. Yeah, I mean, PM session is a whole different story. How do I know this is a no trade day? Did your model form? You shouldn't have to ask me that question. Bro, I feel like a lot of you guys, and this was my problem at first too. A lot of you guys don't even know what you're looking for exactly. You're looking at like a insane amount of possibilities like, oh, I could have got long here, or I could have taken this. Do you even know what your model is? Can you confidently say that your model formed or did not form? You should be able to. It shouldn't be like, oh, I could have taken this, or maybe if I did this, or what are you talking about? You should know what your model is. There's no coulda, woulda, shoulda. It should be clearly outlined for you. Otherwise, you won't have any consistency. For example, today I know my model formed once, right here. I could have taken this 1052, but it was low probability. And I know it's low probability because 1, we didn't get the CISD, 2, we left equal lows, 3, we already expanded so much, 4, it's been somewhat consolidated already. Too many red flags for me to take a very aggressive entry in premium. So anywhere else, my model did not form. No trade day so far. Maybe I'll trade PM session. Probably will trade PM session. Oh. Pre-recorded the app so you can see your emotions. 931. Oh, you're saying this? If you watched ICT's new lecture, then yes, you would use this fair value gap. But I'm gonna stick with what I've backtested, and that's using after 930. My model also formed that I'm in long position. There you go, bro. Yeah. 3-minute IPG at 927. I think if it meets your model, then you should take it. Me personally, I don't trade pre-market. Why does he use that? The reason he's using this one is because 1, liquidity's already been taken. 2, it's a single pass through. See how like it's a solid single pass through? 1 strong candle. 2 criteria. If you go to the lower time frame here, say the 30-second, you'll see a fair value gap actually that gets traded into. So it's like, you know, a first presentation at a 15-second chart or a 30-second chart. So technically, and it makes sense. And honestly, that's what I predicted he was going to try to teach. But to me, it doesn't matter. I've already backtested like over probably 500 plus times with first presentation annotation. And it's not including this candle, it's after. Yeah, but we're already inside that liquidity pool. We're already inside that liquidity pool. But see, I don't like that ambiguity. I don't like it. I don't like, oh, should I use it today? Should I? Forget it. For me, I'm just going to use the one I've been using. It's been working. I think it makes sense. It's the first 1 minute. It's a pretty simple concept. It's the first 1 minute fair value gap that forms in RTH. There's no ambiguity. It's this one. There is no other one. And that's what I backtested, and that's what I found very consistent result with. So I'm going to use it. And I'm going to probably keep this for the rest of the week. For PM session. Especially today. Anyways, I don't think my model's going to form here. It took way too long. So we had the right pre-market idea. Fortunately, it just kind of expanded without us. Didn't give us a reversal model. Didn't give us a continuation model. Daily chart pretty much remains the same. Previous week's high is the objective. And then how much higher can we go? Previous week's high was low-hanging fruit, in my opinion. In my opinion, this could possibly be the low of week. And my eyes are up here. But low-hanging fruit objectives. SIBI. Equal highs. I will probably trade the PM session. It won't be on stream. If I do take a trade, win or lose, I will show it to you guys. Low-hanging fruit is like low-hanging objectives. You know, like previous week's high is right there. Probably gonna take it. You know, it's easy. It's up there for the grabs. Very obvious liquidity pool. Very bullish order flow going into the day. You know, there's a good chance we'll get there. That's low-hanging fruit. Like the first apple from the tree that's like right there. Yeah, I don't know if Trump spoke or not, but we'll see. Understand? Perfect. The reason for the 930 FG is because on RTH we opened below relative equal lows. That's the only reason for it? Yeah, exactly. We're inside the liquidity pool. Exactly. Is it just the strongest? Nope, it's just the first imbalance that forms in regular trading hours. The first inefficiency, I guess you can say. So it's very commonly used. It's the first one right there. It's kind of like it's like a PD array that's always there on the premise of time. Usually is referred to algorithmically. If you want a full video on it, there's one on my YouTube. That's the one that's going to give you a whole bunch of examples and why and where. Do I ever wonder? No, I don't wonder because he's talked about it. A lot of the concept, I mean, some of them are like, okay, I don't know, but most of them are not. For example, power of three. Power of three is not even ICT's concept. It's Larry Williams' concept. Larry Williams is the first person who, to my knowledge, I'm sure there was someone before, but it's where ICT learned the power of three from. And that's what I trade, by the way. Buying below the open, selling above the high. But that's where he learned it. That's not, he doesn't trade it the same way Larry Williams did. Right? Larry Williams taught about the opening. ICT studied. He learned a lot of his stuff from Larry Williams, and he just studied hard. Like he would see time and time again, the low of the low of the day, high of the day. The reason he's really good at trading is because he knows where they're likely to form, when they're likely to form, and how far it can go after it formed, and stuff like that. Did you notice any inconsistency when you trade PM session? I noticed almost. Yeah, at 2 p.m. power of threes. Why do you always draw out the first presentation fair value gap? It's just a level I can always potentially use for my model. It's always there. So a lot of the stuff he are you excited for GTA 6? I'm probably not gonna buy GTA 6. These expansion days get the most RR, but it's hard to find. What's your NWAC settings? It's just a yellow line with an 8 black text. New week opening app. Why? That's crazy. I don't want to spend so much time playing GTA 6. Power of 3 ain't profitable. Yeah, not for you, obviously. So power of 3 is under and over the opening price. No, that's not what it is, unfortunately. I mean, that's what it is. It's power of 3 is the way I trade it. It's going to be timing the range expansion. Every single candle has a certain time where there's range expansion, distribution, right? Now, it's not always distribution, but for simplicity's sake, it's distribution. It's range expansion. Every single candle eventually is going to put in a range, right? You just have to find out the probabilities of when and where. Look at this 1030 candle that I wanted to trade, right? That was the idea. No range yet. Well, if there's going to be a range on this candle, it's likely to form probably in the next 20 minutes. Well, there's only 20 minutes left, right? Or it's going to be a flat candle, which is fine. Looks like it probably will be, but that's the idea. You're looking for a high probability range expansion. And how do you do that? Well, use the PD array matrix, order flow, bias, drawn liquidity, PD arrays, I already said that. And then most importantly, the opening price. That's what will help you frame. That's how I trade it. I hope it works well and sells. I hope what works well. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, it is. It is very interesting. But yeah, ICT got most of its concepts. For example, the idea of gaps. ICT did not invent gaps. He simply the way ICT uses his concepts and teaches them is different than how he learned them. But for example, new day opening gaps, new week opening gaps, fair value gaps. I don't know if he's the first one who brought up the fair value gap, but these gaps in the marketplace are nothing new. People have known about them for a really long time. They know that there's lack of inefficiency there. But the way ICT teaches them is different from everyone else. You know? Yeah, exactly. The way ICT teaches them is different. And then ICT found patterns in the marketplace that repeat over and over again. That's it. Very simple. Very simple. He just found those patterns and he teaches them. That's all it is. People say that IT doesn't work or it's a fraud. They probably didn't listen to him, yeah. Do you think he actually found them? I mean, they're nowhere else. So unless, I don't know, there was some guy in a cave who told them, guy that take 3 trades a day, all gives 1 RR, and then third trade hit break even. That's nice, bro. Keep it nice and simple. Is Power 3 a good strategy? So I start backtesting it. It's my strategy, and it's very profitable. I'm very content. Doesn't have to be yours. It's mine. Will you stream PM? No, I won't stream PM, but I will message. I will. I'll send the Discord if I'm looking for something specific, or if I take any trades. No trades for me. Not in the morning. Don't you think he just put his own names on it? But like on what? Like there's some concepts. Like yeah, I mean realistically yeah, like a breaker block. Was he the person who invented the breaker block? Sure, but in reality, a breaker block is just a lower low, higher high. That's probably been taught for like since the beginning of time. Like, it's nothing crazy, you know. It's call it whatever you want. It's confirmation of higher prices. Doesn't matter what you want to call it. The way ICT uses it is different. Also, there's something ICT talks about that most people don't, and it's the premise of time. Trading your main income? Yeah, I mean, I don't make too much, but yeah. Right now, it's just trading and content. Will you stream the PM session today? No, probably not. Every modern trader uses PTRS. Yeah, like damn, how they found so many things like rejection blocks, CICs, time, and so forth. Well, they're all really the same, and a lot of them have been taught for a really long time. CISD is pretty similar to a breaker block. It's just not looking at the market structure. Keep in mind though, he's also been trading for 35 years. Not only did he trade for 35 years, Larry Williams was his mentor. For those of you who don't know who Larry Williams is, Larry Williams was a really good trader. Let's just say that. So, let's just say that. Why most of the time when price expands, London and Asia testing the Power 3 not work? Good question. I can tell you why. That's a very good question. Why is it when Asia expands, the Power of 3 is not so clear? Very good question. Because there's a lack in accumulation before the daily candle forms. Usually, when Asia expands, when Asia consolidates, this is smart money accumulation. And then as soon as price goes below, they're buying below the open, and then you get distribution the rest of the day. But when Asia expands, what does that mean? It means smart money was already positioned. This is distribution. This is expansion. It's sending price lower. Where? The sell side. Right? Call it profit taking. Call it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Profit taking, higher time frame retracement. It's distribution towards the sell side. Right? But there still was a power of 3. I mean, there really wasn't. There was no manipulation, really. It's right here. And it's below the midnight opening price and below the 8:30 opening price. So it's there. Your daily power of 3 is still there. It's right here. Accumulation. You're buying below the open. Right? CISD. If you want to learn CISD, just go to my YouTube channel. There's a full video on it. Yeah, 35 years. Imagine you showed up every day for 35 years. Manipulation where? I mean, when I saw it, I was looking at this. But it's pre-market, so for me, it doesn't meet the criteria for long. 916. Right? But 15-minute fair value gap. Where did ICT work before? Good question. I actually forget. He's done a lot of stuff, I think. I think he used to do... I don't even remember. What do I use for copy trading? I just use Alpha Ticks and TopStep X. 2 weeks before? No. He's not God, bro. He still has to wait for information like us. Is GatieTrades underscore 1 you? No, this is the only me. I have one account. It's this one where you can see my face. He did a lot of stuff. Well, there you go. You know exactly when the power of 3 for the day is going to be difficult. When Asia expands, the power of 3 of the day is not going to be ideal. Ideally, Asia accumulates, right? That's a great thing to notice, bro. That's a great thing to notice. Anyways, guys, probably going to call it here. Where do I think the market's going to go? I think it's going to go previous week's high. I don't really want to sit here until lunch. Lunch could retrace. PM expands. On the contrary, could be the opposite. Could just stay sideways here for quite a long time. Explaining CISD, you can go on my YouTube channel. I have a full video on CISD. Probably the best one you'll find. It's a pretty good video. But I'm probably going to call it there. If I trade PM session, I will let you guys know. If I have any ideas for PM session, come 1:30, I will also let you guys know. But there's no point in me sitting here. We had the right idea. I was bullish. I said I don't want to look for any shorts. And that's great that we didn't. Yeah, very simple stuff. So appreciate everyone coming through. I'll see you guys live again tomorrow, exact same time. And we'll keep an eye out for previous week's high. Take care, Kispe. See you guys. Same time tomorrow, man. Same time tomorrow. Which indicator do you use? No indicators. Well, there's one that marks out these opening prices. It's called ICT kill zones and pivots. Midnight open, New York kill zone open, which is 8:30, and 9:30 open. Nope, no trade day for me. I might trade the PM. I will look at the PM session. If I see a high probability opportunity to get in long, I will. I will not be looking for any shorts today. I don't believe it yet. It's a counter trend idea, shorts. I don't want to be shorting until I'm confirmed. There's a unless there's a very high probability short. Repeat again. It's right here, brother. ICT, kill zones, and pivots, TFO. For me, I only use the portion of it that marks out these 3 levels. 8:30 open, midnight open, and 9:30. That's it. Everything else I don't use. Well, appreciate everyone coming through. Pretty calm day. No trades. Had the right idea. And we almost took one here, but we realized it wasn't a good trade, and thankfully we didn't take it. You know, that probably would have been a loss. I don't know if I would have put my stop here. It reinversed, so probably would have been a loss. Why does 9:30 help you? My entire model is framed around the 9:30 candle. 9:30, 4-hour candle in regular trading hours. This is what I trade every day. This range expansion. I'm looking to capture the bulk of this range expansion or the daily range. Now, I don't usually hold for the daily range, but I might start looking into it, to be honest, because you have to trade with a firm that allows no consistency rule. So there's no point in me holding for the daily range. But maybe on a live account or something. So appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys live tomorrow.